Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima. Over the course of 2026, I'm playing the game Persona 3 Reload. Only I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to match the pace of the game. That's right, I'm playing this game one real day at a time. Please enjoy this different take on the game in a series I'm calling Persona a Day. Hello and welcome. Thank you all so much for being here today. It's so cool to see some new faces and some returning faces, to have an audience here. Thank you all so very much. Come on in, get comfy, grab a snack, something to drink, something to eat, get comfy, and let's have some fun. As we've done, I'm going to be continuing our playthrough of Persona 3 Reload in my series I've been calling Persona a Day. It's been really fun to approach the game in a daily format in this way. We're coming into Thursday, April 23rd today. We're just taking it easy, taking it one day at a time. Making the playthrough unique, making it our own. So, like I like to do, I'm going to start with a recap of what we did yesterday to kind of catch us all up. We'll get into today's gameplay. After that, we'll kind of summarize it. And then if you want to hang around after that, we'll chat just a little bit on some behind-the-scenes sorts of stuff. So, on to the recap for yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday, April 22nd. As weekdays typically start, we went to school. And it was a fairly standard day there. We got to spend the afternoon with our classmate, Kenji Tomochika. He'd invited us out to chat a little bit, get to know us, and to get some ramen. We took him up on his offer. He seemed like a nice guy, kind of interested in our interactions with Yukari. Seems like romance might be his side of things. So it was fun to get to know him, and that unlocked the first level of the Arcana, of the Magician Arcana. From there, that kind of took our whole afternoon, so we ended up back at the dorm. We'd kind of considered going to Tartarus, but first wanted to stop by the mall and check in with Officer Kurosawa, since we need to get more gear. We didn't really have a whole lot of yen to work with the first night there. We'd, spent the first night in Tartarus on the first floor. We got a little bit of resources, so we were able to pick up a little bit of armor for the team, just make us a little bit hardier, maybe make our exploration a little bit easier. So we geared up a little bit. Then we resumed our exploration. The whole party gained some levels, got some new persona. We were able to actually defeat another floor guardian, make some progress that way. We encountered a rare shadow for the first time, which, it tried to run from us, and I don't know if the game wanted us to fight it or if we got lucky, but we were able to successfully defeat that shadow and gain a nice, reward chunk of experience. And the exploration, proceeded well. We kind of got to take more advantage of learning the team's strengths and weaknesses, elemental affinities, utilizing my own ability to switch personas to strategically be viable that way. And so we just kept climbing and climbing. Along the way, we pushed it a little far. I got to around the, 14th or 15th floor, and I found a one-way teleporter. And it was that decision of, okay, let's kind of weigh it out here. We're starting to get low on resources. We're getting tired. Do we push it? I don't want to overexert ourselves, obviously, especially at this point early in the game. But Mitsuru had also told us that we are approaching another Guardian floor. And so far, those Guardian floors have had two-way teleporters, which would be a huge progress point for us. So we went up one more floor, and it was a normal floor. So that was kind of tense. There was a little bit more sneaking around on that floor and a little less directly, confronting the shadows. And I got to the stairs finally, and I held my breath, and it was such a relief to get to that next floor and see that two-way teleporter waiting there for us. I saw the Guardian as well, but we saw our safe point. We took that teleporter back to the lobby, we stopped by the Velvet Room, and that was where our day wrapped up. That takes us to the end of yesterday and the start of today. But now that we're all caught up there, let's transition over to the game and move into today. Okay, there we go. I was waiting for that scene to show up on screen for all of you. So, you can see we've got a little bit more yen to our name. This is the end of yesterday's session. I saved it in the lobby of Tartarus before I headed back to the dorm for bed. You can also probably see we're pretty low on our HP and SP, so it was definitely time to wrap things up. So yeah, we ended April 22nd, going back to the dorm.
Yes.
Mitsuru confirmed it, just like she did yesterday. And we said, let's call it quits. My plans for streaming, I'm doing this Persona a Day playthrough, so that is my number one side of things. So some days are going to be longer, some days are going to be shorter. I really do like RPGs, but there's kind of been a part of me that's hesitant to start too many different narrative-heavy stories at one time, so I kind of want to supplement some older games around some of our shorter sessions occasionally, just to kind of diversify things a little bit, but I really want to keep this going as we experience the game in kind of a unique way, I think. So yes, we went back to the dorm, we rested up to prepare for the next time. Thank you for the encouragement. So here we are in the 23rd on Thursday, just like we are today. I can hear people talking.
You know what?
Is it just me, or have there been more weird people around lately?
Wow.
Like the ones with apathy syndrome? There's some in my neighborhood too. It's seriously creepy. Sometimes I wonder what'll happen if I end up like that, and it just depresses me. Maybe we'll be okay if we exercise and improve our stamina. That's an interesting approach to combat it. Actually, I heard the track team is still accepting new members. Maybe running will make us stronger. Seems like the track team is recruiting new members. Consistency, yes, that is definitely something I've been trying to work on. I've actually really made myself set up this set streaming time for that same purpose. I want to stream the same time so I can be available to all you guys to watch live, and I want to get all the same videos uploaded to YouTube as an archive. So if anybody wants to catch up on past days, or they've got other things that have consumed their schedule, I totally get that. So I've also supplemented all these playthroughs with a YouTube summary, so you can go over there and watch these same streams same day as they happen. So, but yes, consistency is going to be huge in a daily playthrough series like this. But I'm going to make it fun, I hope. Maybe I can learn more about it if I visit their club room. First bell has rung. Ah, just like that, we're already after school. Class has ended for today. Apparently the track team's recruiting new members. Seems like they're really suggesting something to us here. Maybe we should look into that. If I can find out where they practice, maybe I could see about possibly joining the team. Let's get a save established for today. I always kind of like to look around and just see who I haven't talked to, recently or in a while. And it's kind of nice the game highlights them all with these, light blue speech bubbles here. So it kind of makes that world a little more vibrant and lived in if we keep tabs on who's around us. We'll start with our club ditching student friend here. Looks like some new athletic teams are recruiting new members. Actually, it's just the track and field team. I guess the others are full. If you're interested in joining, why don't you go check it out? From the classroom, go down the stairs to the right, and eventually you'll find it. That's cool. I mean, he knows I'm a new student here, and we actually have no idea where we're going, so this really helps. I appreciate the offer for graphics and things. I've actually put together everything you see myself. I'm kind of trying to, see what I can do it that way. I've been learning a bit more about modeling and things like that myself, so for the time being, I'm going to kind of try to keep it in-house, but I appreciate the offer. Well, it's a nice view out the window here. I don't want to get distracted as I'm going to talk to Junpei here, but this is quite the scene we've got.
Hey!
Okay, weird question, but do you think it's really possible to kick ass in Tartarus and in school? I think if we focus on things and we make our priorities right, I think it'll be a piece of cake. I don't want to sound like I'm doubting him. I don't want to doubt myself, so we'll stay positive. We'll stay confident. Piece of cake.
Yeah!
Well, aren't you confident? Why don't you put your money where your mouth is? That's true. If I'm going to say that, I got to lead by example, don't I? Since you just transferred here, do you find yourself getting lost inside the school? Not really, but I mean, there are some times. I mean, the hallways do all kind of look similar. I kind of have that that meta side of having a mini-map in the corner of my field of view, but let's say I do. I don't blame you. Where do you need help getting to? Okay. Well, we wanted to learn more about the sports area. Let's ask. I mean, we already had that other student kind of give us the directions, but let's leave the classroom and go down the stairs to the right. Then go through the double doors on your right-hand side and head straight. Very nice. What are we going to focus on today? That's actually a good question. I always kind of do like to, I don't want to like let the network decide for me, but I do like to have that option to see where people spent their time. 2% of people thought the library was the way to go. 98% of people went with different social links. We know Tomochika. I'd considered, spending another day with him. We haven't met anyone named Miyamoto yet, but something tells me that's possible based on people spending their time. With everybody referencing the sports team, I kind of want to maybe follow up on that lead a little bit and see where that takes us. But we'll see if something else pulls me in a different direction as we head that way. This also kind of gives us a nice excuse to wander around the school a little bit more and check that out. Just like in real life, I see the game's telling me I've got mail up here. So let's see what our messages are. It's our pal Kenji. Finally, class is over. You want to hang out after school? I'm going to stick around for a bit, so just swing by my desk if you're down. Another student over here, stylish student. My parents always nag me to study for exams and stuff. They're so annoying. I just became a second year. I'm supposed to be having fun. They just came into some money, so they're getting all strict about my future and junk. Yeah, I suppose it's that age of wanting freedom and resisting that control and thinking you know best. And I mean, we're all probably guilty of that to some extent. Kind of hard to judge a high school student for thinking that. We've got something over here. Something shining. There's something on the bench. Okay, that is a nice find. For anybody that doesn't remember, yesterday we passed up on a couple of those locked chests that we needed Twilight fragments to open because we have one on our person now, I believe. I think we needed 3 to open a chest we'd passed up, so it'll be nice if we get back to, next time we get back to Tartarus, to hopefully have enough to open that. And just a refresher there, a Twilight fragment is a strange item that seems to deeply resonate with the Dark Hour. So keep a weather eye out, you may find them in unexpected places. Kind of interesting to see them. I mean, I guess the first one we found was on our bed, so they're not all confined to Tartarus, but just kind of gets those wheels turning in the head of why and where, and just the questions of the world that we don't know the answers to just yet. A Mitsuru superfan. Shima-kun, when you were absent, there was an election for student council president. Kirijo-senpai's speech was so cool. I voted for her. Everyone else looks so small compared to Kirijo-senpai. Kirijo-senpai. She does have quite the bearing and the confidence about her, doesn't she? Yeah, that one chest in Tartarus. Yeah, passing away from that one, that never left my mind, so once we can get enough Twilight fragments to go back there, that is, hopefully I don't forget, but that's one of those priorities I'm hoping to have. School's barely started and there's already a student who dropped out. She only had 2 years left. What'll she do if she doesn't even graduate from high school? Kind of a waste, don't you think? You only get to be a high schooler once in your life. But it's her life, not mine. Not like it matters to me. I guess something shiny. Yes. Thank you guys. If I forget something and you want to remind me, you can keep me on my toes in that regard. There's something atop the sinks. It's a Twilight fragment. By my count, that's 3. I don't know, can we go up to the 3rd floor? These stairs lead to the classrooms for other grades. We know that much, but the answer is no. Down it is. I'm not on a scavenger hunt for these things, I just keep running into them. It's a statue of a sword and staff. The sword stands for evolution and strength, and the staff stands for knowledge and youth. There's something on the floor by the bottom of the statue. It's really like they want us to, they want us to find these. They're leaving us a nice little trail of them. I'm gonna spin the camera around here. I know we're supposed to kind of go the other way if we're looking for the athletic club, but anybody that's seen me play before kind of knows I like to see everything as much as I can, within reason. And on that note, I am going to kind of try to take the day as it naturally comes. I'm not going to stop by every single location in game and talk to every single person every day, but if we're along the way and we see somebody we haven't talked to, like Ernest's student here, we'll hit them up and see what they have to say. The sign on the door to the home economics room looks like it was written in another language. It's hard to read. It doesn't look like English. And if you listen close, you can hear mysterious voices inside. I can't bring myself to go in. Home economics. Now I'm kind of curious on what that sign is all about. Laboratory, science room, home ec prep room. Aha. This looks like a sign. I'm not fluent in the language, but that looks like Japanese to me. It's the home economics room. There's a sign posted by the Fashion Club. There's the club name in a mix of Japanese and another language I can't read. I need my academics to be higher in order to read what it says. Okay, so I need to be at least average. Yeah, for anybody else who is wondering or keeping track or just curious, I am still rather full of room for improvement and potential. I'm still a plain timid slacker, but we've been working on that, so hopefully sooner than later we'll be a little more than that. Ah, Mandarin. Okay. Thank you for the correction. Either way, the game is right and I'm unable to read it. Oh. It's an art room. It's the art room. There's a note that says sorry, but the art club is no longer accepting new members. I hope they do well with the members they've got. Phone-addicted student. What do you want? I'm using my cell now. Talk to me when I'm not busy. All right, the man's got priorities. To corridor. I just love this campus setup, this design, these arches, this corridor here. Just what a cool transition between buildings. We've got this nice little courtyard area. We've got something shining. Another twilight fragment. But yeah, just a nice little green space here in the middle of school to get away from the controlled interior environment and be back to something a little more natural. We've got a young tree. A small tree is growing here. I wonder what kind of tree it is. That tree seems special for some reason. I wonder why it's there. Does it commemorate something? Some of this might be a little bit of a refresher. I think we did kind of take ourselves on a tour of the school a couple weeks ago when we first got here, but always nice to see what's changed. And since I keep finding these twilight fragments around, I feel like it's all the better to just keep walking around and seeing what's what. And that telltale sign suggests maybe we've got where we're going, the practice field. You know, I really do want to check out the sports club. I'm not sure what our evening's going to bring, though, and I know we've got the time now, so I think, despite knowing where we're going and wanting to come back here, I think I might stop into town real quick. We kind of talked about gearing up at Officer Kurosawa. We've got a little bit of yen to play with, so on the off chance we're busy this evening, I don't want to, miss out on a chance to get something I could really wish I had later. So we're going to stop in town and do some shopping, and then double back to school here and see about joining that sports club. Oh, nice. Hope your gameplay's going well. Hope you're having fun with it. Hopefully I haven't spoiled anything for you. Looks like we've talked to everybody out in front of the school here. And I don't see any shiny distractions to pull my attention. So we're going to hop up to the mall here real quick. Last time we were here it was evening, so it's nice to see how much more bustling it is. Obviously you're in the afternoon hours here. Just wall-to-wall people enjoying going about their business.
You made it.
This is Officer Kurosawa. We met him a couple days ago. He knows a little bit about what we're doing, and he's agreed to keep us supplied for our journey. Like he says, he does what he thinks is right. No, he gives us weapons. Well, he doesn't give us weapons, armor, and footwear accessories. He sells us because, as he puts it, nothing is free. Everything has a cost. So he's also that voice of reality with us.
Uh-huh.
So both Junpei and I are current on armor. Yukari's a little bit behind us because we just didn't have the funds for it. We're all also still kind of, working with our basic, weaponry, but my reasoning for, not necessarily prioritizing those is we were so reliant on our persona abilities that it was more of a secondary concern at the time. I'm still kind of leaning that way, so I do want to get Yukari caught up in the defensive category.
What are you looking for?
She already seems faster than everybody, so I think leaning towards the same level of defense that both Junpei and I have is going to be the way I'm going to look to go here. And another thing, like I've said a couple times, but I need to get better at kind of reiterating for the newer audience, is this is not going to be an ideal playthrough. This isn't a walkthrough or anything. I'm playing it.
Don't get in over
I have
your
played the
heads.
game before, but it's been a while, so I don't exactly remember every little thing. But I'm also not using a guide. I'm not taking this and okay, the best thing to do on Thursday, April 23rd is this. It's like, no, we're going to try to take it a little more casually, naturally. We'll make it our journey and not a walkthrough journey. So hopefully that's enjoyable to all of you. I'll make some mistakes. I'll probably regret some choices, but that's also part of life, isn't it? When I succeed, it'll also be on my own merits. So you take the good and the bad.
That what you want?
At this point, we're going to take the defense.
Great. It's all yours.
And I think I sold my gear and Junpei's gear, so hopefully Yukari doesn't mind parting with her knit cardigan to keep our war fund funded. That's another point. I remembered we collected some various things in the tower yesterday that we can get compensated for.
Wanna sell in bulk?
Let's sell in bulk, yeah.
Sure. It's a deal.
I'm feeling quite wealthy now. We've got 9,700 yen. So, that's one of those resources we're going to be managing here. I don't want to just sit on money that could be spent making us better, but I also don't want to blow through all my cash and wish I had it later. So let's compare weapons. Junpei specifically seems to be kind of our main attacker for things. I mean, he's got his power slash and his bash attacks, which he'll use, but
What are you looking for?
his persona's elemental ability is Agi, it's fire. It's definitely come in handy, but it seems more like a secondary concern for him. That's a nice jump in attack as well between that imitation katana and the bastard sword.
When it comes to blades, you've really got to take good care of them. Otherwise, they're just useless metal sticks.
We've got Officer Kurosawa here giving us a little bit of a sales pitch. Part of me feels like I'm rushing into this, but the other side of me knows you probably don't really want to watch me make shopping decisions for a while either. So I'll just, I'll make an idea plan here. Let's go with
What
it.
you want? Great. It's all yours.
Don't need that imitation katana anymore then. For Yukari, that's still a nice, bump of 18 points of attack, but it seems a little less of a jump than Junpei got. Now, short sword to saber, I'm liking those numbers as well. How much was that one? 3,200.
Everything's stocked, huh? Made
Yep.
up your mind? Great. It's all yours.
It's that high pressure Officer Kurosawa sales pitch. All right,
All done here? Be seeing you.
we're gonna rely on Yukari more for healing and for her persona support. So we'll keep the rest of our money and kind of bank that for now. Looks like we've talked to everybody here, so let's continue on with our plan to head back to school and check in with that sports club. And we've got a nice little fast travel option here. We could just start at the school gates, but we could also just head back to that corridor. Well, let's do it right for now. This is we're not in any sort of necessary rush. We're here to experience this one day at a time. So let's enjoy our travels through the school as we start to make a wrong turn right off the bat. We won't learn where we're going if we don't actually go there from time to time without using a menu. It just really feels like the game is kind of strongly suggesting I head this way, with the students before school talking about the athletic club and the mention of it after class there. So I'm going to take that hint and we're going to head to the practice field for the afternoon, see what's going on out there. This door leads outside to the practice field. It's being used by the track team. There's a note that says, "Track team now recruiting. No slowpokes, please." Well, it really does seem like the more responsible thing to do to take a tour of things. You don't just like, "Hey, I'm the new guy. I want to join your club." I mean, I am thinking I probably do want to join, but maybe it would be better to take a tour. You're never wrong to have information, right? Let's take that tour and see what we can learn. The track team is training hard. I was going to say, it looks like a track team. Well, that was a tour. I think we confirmed that they are indeed a track team that's running on track. The note on the door still says the same thing it did a couple seconds ago. Let's join the club. We could also kind of consider this training for our Tartarus expeditions, right? I mean, it can only help if we're doing something athletic during the day to become a more well-rounded student, more athletic, and more capable in physical situations. Aren't you from Miss Toriumi's class? Oh, you want to join the team? I'll take care of all the paperwork. So go ahead and introduce yourself to your new teammates. You've got a nice advisor. All right, everyone, gather around. Which social stat am I going to focus on? That's kind of the fun thing there. It's like every one of them has their utility and their needs. I've always kind of liked academics in my playthroughs of the game, and I always kind of seem to gravitate towards that myself, but there's a lot to be said for having more courage as well. I mean, if I were looking at that in real life, that would be really where I'd want to put myself. So I'm going to try to, kind of take it in stride, and I don't really want to let prior playthroughs influence some of my decisions either, but there's nothing wrong with the social side either, the popularity side, but probably kind of going to be torn between academics and courage for a little while.
So, starting today, he's an official member of the team.
All right. Kind of feel like I would say both of these things. I'm Tom Shima, nice to meet you. Just like I want to say to all of you, I'm Tom Shima, nice to meet all of you. I guess if I'm a part of their team, they're going to need to know who I am, right? It is nice to meet them. Hopefully that's implied as I actually introduce myself. I'm Tom Shima.
Welcome aboard. I'm Yuko Nishiwaki.
I believe we saw this student, actually both of these students, now that you look at them a little closer, on that first day we came to school. They were looking over the class assignments in the lobby there.
She's our team manager. She'll answer any of your questions.
You're a second year, right? Since we're in the same grade, you can just call me Yuko.
All right, this is Yuko.
Let's see. Hey, Miyamoto.
Yes.
That snappy response.
This here's our future team captain. A great runner and places well in competitions.
All right, I'll try to follow his example.
You two are in the same class, right? Miyamoto, keep an eye on the new guy here, okay?
You got it. You're the guy who went out with Takeba on the first day of school, right? You're practically a celebrity.
I am that. I'm not sure how Yukari would feel if we were still talking about that, but it doesn't bother me to talk about it.
I'm Kazushi Miyamoto. You've seen me around, right?
I have, yes. Yeah.
Then, long story short, from now on, you're mine after school.
Well, I signed up for that.
You better not think you're getting the easy treatment just because you joined mid-season.
That was kind of like the contract we signed at the very first day of the game back on April 6th. Like, if we're going to make a decision, we're going to commit to taking the consequences of it. I joined the track team and made friends with my new teammates.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Chariot Arcana.
For any returning viewers, you're going to keep hearing me say this, but for the new ones, I always love this little cutscene when you develop a bond with a new arcana for the first time, and you get this just dramatic reading with the music, and we now have the power of the chariot arcana, so we're just that much stronger, and we've got a new social bond that we just formed. We ranked up. We see the card here. It's just those little design choices that I enjoy. Hopefully you enjoy them too. So let's rank 1 in the chariot with a track team.
Since this is your first practice, just have a look around and then call it a day.
Sounds fair. Kind of feels more like a high school life, too. I mean, I wasn't exactly the most athletic in school, but it feels like we're more of a student here. I mean, we've got classes, we've got after-school activities now. We're not just a new student tourist here, even though, a lot of our school days are just, transition screens from morning to afternoon. We're making more of a place for ourselves with other people here instead of just around other people.
We have practice on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. There's no practice the days before tests, though.
Nice to have that schedule. Kind of fun to have to, you have to keep track of it when you're normally playing the game. But since we're doing this on a daily structure as well, that's kind of all the more. It's like, okay, what did they say happened on Mondays? And we can check that in the menu to kind of confirm it, but I feel like it's kind of been fun doing this on a day-at-a-time playthrough style. So we'll have to remember, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, we've got the option to work with the track team.
I'll make sure your uniform is ready for next time.
Nice, we've got a good manager. After looking around, I decided to go back to the dorm. It's Yuko, the team manager. Should I say hello? I don't think there's a reason not to say hello. I mean, I guess the thought would be crossing my mind if I were in this actual situation versus on a screen. I mean, I'd like to still think I would be social enough to say hello. I don't think there's anything weird or wrong with that. I think I will.
Oh, hello. What's up?
I mean, it's technically nothing, but maybe she would want to walk home and talk. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't know about the school and about the track team specifically, so we'll see if we're confident enough to actually ask her to walk home together. There are sometimes the game is going to give you these options and it'll kind of shoot you down after the fact. It's like, oh, you're not confident enough for that. What were you? Work on that and then try again. Let's see if we can handle asking the tough question of if you want to walk home together.
Actually, no, I'm in a hurry today.
Okay, that's cool.
See ya.
Yeah, she's got a life of her own. We took our shot. Yuko went home alone. Still kind of feels like I failed, but I decided to go back to the dorm by myself. Yeah, I decided to do that. So here we are, it's evening already.
Welcome back.
Sup, dude? Oh yeah, so you're buddies with Tomochika now. He was saying you're someone to watch out for. Oh, but in a good way. I don't think I would... It would take a lot for me to respond, hell yeah, I am. I mean, I don't know why I would be surprised if Junpei was friends with him, though, since Junpei seems to be kind of friends with everybody, but... Rather than sounding overconfident, I'm just gonna... You're friends with him too?
Nah.
Oh. I mean, we're not super close or anything, but we've known each other for a while. That does kind of fit the Junpei vibe. He keeps tabs on everybody. He's kind of a ladies' man, but he's a good dude. I almost forgot. I was going to ask if you want to go to Tartarus tonight. It looks like there's more of those lost, so we got to take out more of the shadows, right? It's true, I haven't really come up with a game plan for what we're going to do tonight since I wanted to see what everybody else was up to. And I want to save the game, like I keep having to remind myself to do. We got everybody with something new to tell us. Let's check in with the team. Bro, don't weapons and armor cost way too much? They do, don't they? We were talking about that the last couple days as we were visiting Officer Kurosawa. I mean, I guess quality matters. It does kind of make me feel stronger. I know we can't be stingy when it comes to equipment, but man, my wallet is crying in pain. I'm not sure what he's been spending money on, so I feel like I might have been the one to buy him that new sword today, but maybe he's contributed, other aspects and other assets that I'm not aware of. And he's sharing in my pain, so I guess, kindred spirits in that regard.
Hey, so...
Kirijo-senpai is so stoic, isn't she? Well, she has a lot of responsibilities, so maybe it kind of comes with the territory. She does have a lot on her plate. You know, she's from an influential family. She's the student council president. We don't know a lot about her yet, but she seems, from what little we do know, to be quite the connected person. She took care of our paperwork that week after we were in the hospital for us. Kind of feels like we can rely on her for a lot of things.
Go.
The doctor told me to rest, but I don't want to risk losing my edge. I was thinking that getting back into training could be a good way to rehabilitate, but if Mitsuru finds out, being told to rest will be the least of my worries. She does seem to have that potential to be very direct when she wants to be. I mean, she's not going to, from what I've seen, be mean to us or anything, but if she wants to let us know something, she will, in no uncertain terms, let us know it. I always kind of like to check the TV again, that world building side of things. Usually it's just been the news or Phoenix Ranger Featherman. I'm going to butcher that title, but it was a few days ago in my defense. But let's see what's on TV. The customers sure were excited to see her like that. Our next story is about the release of the spring carp. Over 10,000 were released into the river this year. The carp fishing season will begin in June. All right. It's still April, so we've got a while till June, but the way time seems to move, it feels like maybe it'll be June before we know it, doesn't it? I feel like we have talked to everybody in the lobby here other than Mitsuru. Let's see what she's up to. Something the matter? We'll chat with her first.
Let's see.
Tartarus, riddled with mysteries as it is, will no doubt challenge you with unexpected encounters. If you ever feel outmatched, there's no shame in a wise retreat. I did have to have that idea go through my head a couple times yesterday as we were pushing our luck a little bit. I feel like we're a little bit better geared now, though, so hopefully that will be less of a concern going forward. What's everyone's status?
All right.
Everyone can go tonight. Let's take a poll of the other players of the game and just see where their priorities lie. I know it's going to differ a little bit from ours, but it was a nice split. 45% for Tartarus, 55% for everything else. Kind of nice to see we're more or less keeping pace. We might be a level behind everyone's average level, but I think floor-wise we're right around where they are. Also, the thought that everything else on that other side of the screen for daily life is going to kind of cost us something is a bit of a limiting factor at this point in the game. And for those of you who aren't aware, when I'm venturing into Tartarus for the Dark Hour, I'm really trying to make it an hour. I mean, it's going to be the Dark Hour, so I'm not going to spend, 3 or 4 hours every, session I'm in Tartarus playing the Dark Hour. It's like, I really want to make it as close to an hour. It won't be a super rigid, I won't have a clock going and it'll, go off as soon as an hour is up and we'll leave. But within reason, once I get to a natural stopping point around that hour mark, it's kind of going to necessitate, repeat visits that aren't, again, in an ideal playthrough, but from a development and a narrative story moving forward, our group probably seems unlikely to just fly up, some grand number of floors in a single night in Tartarus. So we'll chip away at it here and there, and we'll see some repeat trips, but they'll all be relatively standard in length, ideally. I keep saying that. I mean, I've got an idea in my head of how I hope the series goes, and I hope it goes that way, but I'm kind of in uncharted territory for myself, so I'll do the best I can. Hopefully I can make it fun for all of us. As far as world building goes, before we jump right into Tartarus, we did our shopping earlier, so I think we're okay at the mall there, but we haven't really checked out too many other places at night. Not that there are too many other places at night, but let's stop by the Iwatodai Station Strip Mall tonight. We haven't really toured a whole lot of that. I mean, we did a brief walkthrough a while ago, but it's been a while since we've been here, so maybe there's some people to talk to, or at least some sights to take in. Somebody mumbling over here, an apathy syndrome man. Okay, Yep, I didn't like that. Sorry to all of you that had to endure that. That was my take on that. I'm not a voice actor. Maybe you can tell. Azuki-chan. It's the Azuki Arai Sweets mascot. It's staring at something with its big round eyes. I always like little mascots like that. You know, they kind of make these places feel special and unique, and they were just those kind of weird landmarks, especially like as a kid. You'd know those mascots at places. And they always just resonated with me for some reason. So that's the same mascot on the wall over there. I almost walked right by it. And I wasn't even specifically coming here looking for Twilight fragments, but if we go to, well, since I'm thinking we probably will go to Tartarus after this, the more of these we can bring with us, the better. There's something in front of the garbage can. Twilight fragment. I always like this music, too. I mean, the Persona series in general has just done so great with so many different styles of music that are also varied, but also impactful and memorable to me. Yeah, we're already out. We saw them all during the day. Let's just stop by here. You get to ride the train over. Not a whole lot there. It looks like pretty status quo. Stretch our legs a bit, I guess, before we stretch our legs even more in the tower. Plans on the next Tartarus run. I'm thinking we're going to dive in tonight and just keep climbing. I'm not sure, when the next... I mean, we're on the Guardian floor, so we've got a big encounter to start the day with, but we'll just keep climbing as reasonably as we can. And I have not forgotten, we're going to double back with that one-way or that two-way teleporter to that previous Guardian floor to pick up that chest we'd spaced out on. But yeah, we'll just keep climbing, and if we should happen to, get to a point where we get a little stuck and we've still got some time, maybe we'll go back down to the lower floors and get a little bit more experience or resources there. But we're just gonna take it as it comes, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't end up in one of those, danger situations where I'm trying to run and hide from things. Let's go to Tartarus.
Yes.
Very well. We'll meet at Tartarus around midnight. Don't be late. I'll let the others know. From an in-game standpoint, too, this is more good practice for our team building side of things. I mean, this is only our, third night in Tartarus? It's not been a huge amount of time to work as a team yet, so we do kind of need to learn more about each other, our fighting styles, our strengths, our weaknesses. Myself as a leader, since I've got that added responsibility.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the same thing she'd mentioned yesterday. When you hit an enemy's weak point and they fall down? Some of them look so funny like that, it almost makes me want to laugh. But it wouldn't be so funny if we got attacked while we were laughing, huh? And she's already in our party, so don't need to worry about that. Kind of seems unfair to talk to her and not Junpei. He still wishes there was a convenience store inside Tartarus. They could have all kinds of stuff. We wouldn't have to worry about going hungry. I wish the Kirijo group would really make one here. And he's in our party, so we're good. Mitsuru does kind of keep us up to tabs on our status, so... And also that reminder here about retreating, which, as a good leader, I should know. She's been supporting us, kind of working behind the scenes to watch over us with her Persona's ability. Yeah, so we made it all the way to floor 17 already. She wants us to also explore as much as we can, so I think that kind of, helps dictate our mission for the night. They make it so easy to save. It's just a couple button taps here that I just find myself wanting to do that. Fearing forgetting to do it. We ended last session inside the Velvet Room, so we're current on registering our personas to the compendium and taking what we have with us. It's actually a good talking to myself reminder. We are actually full on persona right now. I think part of that challenge was we needed another level, or we would have needed to expend Jack Frost, and I was kind of holding on to him since he's of the Magician Arcana, and there was that chance we were going to, be with Tomochika today, and we would have had the benefit of having a Magician Arcana with us. It's another interesting point. It was the chariot, right, that we also found? Yes, it was. So we might want to hold on to Aramitama for that same reason going forward for a little while. I guess. No. We're good. I know where we're at. Time's a ticking, right? So let's first stop by floor... I'm pretty sure it was floor 11 where we left that Twilight fragment locked treasure chest.
Just leave everything to yours truly.
Nice little detail, too. We've got these new weapons. I like how they have actually different rendered weapons for our purchases. It kind of makes it feel like we're actually carrying a new purchase here rather than just, that traditional old RPG of, I've got a sword. It looks just like the sword I've always had and I'm always going to have. Let's see what we can get here. Okay, yeah, we have 7 fragments already, so a far cry from what we had yesterday at this point. We're going to use about half those for this one chest. But let's open it. Poison arrow bow.
Hey!
Hey, that's a nice looking bow. I can use it, right? It's kind of nice too. If we find something good and a party member could benefit from it, they will kind of ask, like, "Hey, that's a nice looking piece of equipment. Can I use that?" I mean, obviously, a bow here is perfect for Yukari, so we're gonna give it to her.
Thanks.
And I know how convenient this is going to look. I really do want to reiterate, this was not my plan. I did not specifically avoid buying a weapon for Yukari back at the police station today because I knew this was coming. So I'm I'm stoked that it happened and worked out this way, but just like yesterday, I'm more lucky than planning. So yeah. Again, I want this to be an authentic run without spoilers, and I just want it to be special and unique. Floor 17 is where we left off. It feels even better. I mean, Junpei and I have our weapons, but now that Yukari also has one, I think we're basically as geared as we can get for this fight. I mean, our level could potentially be higher, and our persona balance could be a little different, but... We've got a good variety here. We've got Lilim equipped right now. We've got a variety of elements. It's also our fastest persona, or tied for our fastest persona with 6 agility. It's only beneficial to have that speed to kind of, figure out those elemental affinities and weaknesses. We won't be in any better condition with this, or than this, with our full hit points and skill points. So let's charge in and
All right.
see what we can do on another new day. It's enemy territory up ahead. Are you ready for battle? Let's go. Nice formidable looking foe.
All right, let's go.
Move out, squad. Keep your eyes on me.
The enemy's attacks are growing stronger. If you're being overwhelmed by the enemy's assault, protect yourselves by guarding. If you're guarding, then even if your weakness is struck, you can avoid being knocked down.
This is kind of an interlude point I do want to make for the new members of the audience, as well as just kind of a refresher for all of us, that I've left the rest of my party on free will. Strategically, it might be more viable for me to actually take direct command of them, but I kind of want them to be individual, unique people, so unless I really need to step in and take control of them, I have left them on free will. But, I mean, with this tutorial here about being struck by weaknesses and the importance of guarding, I won't say that there will never be a time where I, issue more direct commands to my party members, but as much as I can avoid it, I want them to kind of feel like actual individuals and not just another asset within my control. So that was my reasoning for the decision I made in that regard. Brute force, yes, I like it. We can do that.
Try and make use of that in battle.
It's true. If we can overwhelm them before they can attack us, then we end the fight before it's a concern. Yes, there is value in guarding, like it says. I mean, if we're hit by something that is our weakness, it won't hit us and knock us down, basically. And also true, yeah, some enemies will kind of telegraph, they're building energy or they're charging up, so you realize at that point that, oh, something's coming, maybe we should plan accordingly. Junpei's got Agi, so I think we're going to leave checking that weakness to him, and we'll just work our way down the list here. Start with Zio.
The enemy's down. Let's finish this.
And I don't think we're going to do anything other than Zio, potentially, because why? That nice all-out attack, though. Take a nice chunk of its health right off of the bat. And like I said yesterday, going through Tartarus, I do kind of like how the party members, they do try to feel out the enemy in that regard.
Yori's been knocked out. Someone cover for him.
This is actually the first time we've had our own weakness be hit by an enemy, too, and it's kind of cool that in this game that works both ways. You know, we can knock the enemy down, but we're also weak to things, so they can knock us down just the same. Turnabout's fair play. It'd be kind of one-sided if we were the only ones that had that ability. I'm going to trust Yukari on this one. I mean, Junpei needs a little bit of healing here, but I can hit it with Zio and knock it down at least.
Now, it's time for a full assault.
And our all-out attack is going to be a little bit weaker since Junpei's down for the count for the moment. Like I say, yeah, we're just going to overwhelm this enemy, and we've got it down. Yukari's keeping us just what I'd hoped she'd do there. Junpei's still a little out of it, but so is Swift Axel.
Fiori's dizzy.
And now, since it's already dizzy, we can't knock it down for another all-out attack here, but we can still exploit that weakness. We'll keep doing just that.
Excellent work. You hit a weak spot.
Did you miss me?
Junpei's back up.
Sucked on that.
He seems mad, but he seems like he got
Let's move on.
he got his revenge for getting knocked down, and we survive. Level 10. Getting stronger, seeing progress. And another one bites the dust. We're on a roll, guys. While we're at it, how about we spice things up every now and then? Like by changing up the leader? That's true. A couple nights ago when we were first here, we needed a leader for the group, and Mitsuru kind of wanted me to do it because I, at that point, was the only one with experience summoning my persona. And Junpei really, really wanted to be the leader, so he hasn't forgotten about that desire. What? I was worried about what you'd say next. Don't you want to see how I'd run this whole shebang? Well, don't you? I don't think it's fair to me. I don't feel like I'm above them necessarily. I mean, they rely on me as the leader, but we're all equals here. I am technically fine with whatever. I want to trust them. I can't expect them to trust me if I don't trust them. I don't think I'm doing a bad job as a leader, but we'll see what happens if we give him this inch.
Honestly.
Maybe not. Wait, it wouldn't be wise for a change in command in the middle of an expedition. We're making steady progress under Shima's lead, so let's continue as we have been. Fine, sure, I guess. Not to say that, I'm not happy to still be in charge here, but it is kind of nice to try to offer that olive branch. I mean, I don't want to look to Junpei like, no, this is mine, no one else can be the leader. But, having Mitsuru step in there and kind of caution against it kind of, takes it out of my hands. I'm not this power-hungry, group leader. I'm a member of the team like everybody else, and I hope I can, keep it that way. But I'm pretty sure I could take down the enemies here all by myself.
Hey, listen.
Chill out, Junpei. If you're not careful, it won't be long until you get hurt. That's true. Things can change pretty quick. Takeba's right. We can expect another strong enemy to appear. Don't let your guard down as we proceed. Okay, whatever. Guess there's always next time. So, he doesn't like it, but I like that. There's always next time. He knows what he wants, and he's going to keep, pushing for it, but he knows when it's time to move on as well. Speaking of moving on, I'm going to do the exact opposite of that and head back down to the lobby because we leveled up. I want to see what sort of persona I can fuse and open up some inventory space.
Psych!
Again, that little party banter makes them feel like people. I like that. If we encounter new persona along the way, I'd really like to have a space to add them to the group, so that's why we're checking in here. Since we formed another new bond, Elizabeth's going to give us that same speech. I can sense that the power growing within you stems from the bonds you have forged and nurtured since. Here, it may not be much, but this is my gift to you. Please accept it. Another Twilight fragment.
I'm looking forward to it.
Seems like that's going to be a resource we can never have enough of. I still can't foresee the limits of your potential. I look forward to witnessing you grow even further.
How may I assist you?
As we do, I like to register first. I think Lilim's going to be the only one that needs to actually be updated since we just had the one fight today. Yep, just a chunk of experience gain there.
Overriding all registered.
And everything else here, I think we already have higher level or closer to leveling up versions of registered. Yeah, okay, our currently registered one, that's got Dia, so I don't really want to overwrite that one since that was one we'd, fused earlier. And I already know Silky and Angel are good, so we're good there. Let's check out some fusion of potentials here.
What kind of persona do you desire?
Well, we could make, since we're level 10, we can't make anything that's beyond our level yet, but we could make
Take all
Inugami from the Hanged
you
Arcana,
need to
Chimera from the Chariot, or Omoikane from the Hierophant. And in all three of these cases, they kind of consume a persona I was hoping to hold on to for social link development, so I'm going to stop by the summoning tab here,
This is your progress so far.
just to kind of price out what it would cost to resummon one of these persona once we fuse it away. 3,300 for a new Jack Frost.
Does that
And 2,700 for an Aramitama, so maybe we will use Aramitama as an ingredient right now and then consider picking another one up before we go.
Are you in search of
Well then, shall we take a look?
So that would be Lilim plus Aramitama here to form Inugami.
this persona is powerful.
Get to carry over 2 abilities. I always like to read their backgrounds as well. It's kind of fun to have that little bit of lore here. So Inugami, spirits of dogs said to possess humans in Japanese lore. Those possessed go crazy. Amyoji, or Japanese sorcerers, summon them to do their will. And bear with me throughout my pronunciations on things. I am obviously not a native speaker of anything but English, so I'll stumble my way through and do my best, but your forgiveness is welcome if I butcher something. But let's form Inugami.
What do you wish to inherit?
And this was that challenge. I liked having Lilith around for the variety of elemental abilities. Having that ability to raise defense was nice to have in a pinch, though it does cost a little bit more. I think since we can take 2 skills over with us, we're going to rely on Junpei for his Agi for fire support. So we'll take Bufu and Zio.
It seems no new powers have been bestowed upon you.
That just kind of keeps our elemental coverage rounded out enough that we can deal elemental weakness damage if the option presents itself. We've never done anything with the Hanged Arcana yet, so no bonuses there. But I think let's proceed.
It's finally time.
I always just like how they present these cutscenes, then the introduction of the new persona. I am Inugami. If you desire vengeance, then summon me, and I shall seek it for you. That's another new persona. More of that progress, that knowledge that we are getting stronger. And actually, we could right away flip it over into make Archangel with one of our Lover's Arcana.
Take all the time you need to consider.
I think we may be a few levels too low to work on getting Satan yet.
This persona is powerful.
Kind of nice to compare the personas here as well, since I just made Inugami, so kind of just looking at the various stats for the strength, magic, endurance, agility, and luck, kind of side by siding them. Got a lot more luck on Inugami. Archangel is a nice balanced persona. It does also add light to our mix with that Koha attack, and piercing in the event that Yukari doesn't want to use her bow. Blood sacrifice. You'll have to look into that. I don't think I've seen that option just yet. I think we'll keep Archangel in mind for the moment. So let's get back to exploring.
We look forward to your next visit.
I want to take the time to be prepared, but I also realize, to some viewers, there might, only be so much fun watching me stare at a menu for so long. So, thank you for bearing with me as I do that.
Salut.
Let's continue moving forward. Back to floor 17. Looks like we didn't take that much damage in the fight. Yukari topped us off a bit, helped us out there, so I don't think I need to worry about too much recovery right now.
Yo, check out that fancy chest.
Look at all those Twilight Fragment chests. Let's start with the one we can easily open. A Balm of Life, that's huge. I think I said it yesterday, it's nice to have those safety nets in place. This one takes 3, this one takes 2. We have 5. I mean, was this meant to be or not? And I'm going to try to keep qualifying this. This is 100% honestly, truly luck. I did not plan this. Even though it may look like I did. I wish I could plan that well. This was luck. So I'm going to open both of these chests. Seems like you usually find decent things on these floors. Also, it's kind of like the way these chests open. Then the top rolls back. Ah, a long wakizashi. Looks pretty good. It does. It looks really good. Stat-wise, I don't know how it compares. If we want to make another point for me not planning this ahead, I kind of just realized I bought myself a new sword before we came in today, so... oops. Although, it helped us in that Guardian fight. I can't say that was money wasted. It was money spent, right? Yeah, it offers a little bit more attack, but in addition to that, we also have +1 to magic and agility. You like to see it. And it looks... it looks sharp for that little bit of a pun play on words there. And we'll use the last of our fragments here, and really hope we don't need them later. A hothead shirt. I like that it gives me this option, but when I have the choices like this, there's a big part of me that kind of likes to say don't equip now, because I can actually kind of compare and see what it does and who might actually need it more than anybody else, so... I say that, and we're back in a menu again. Okay, this resists freeze. It offers us 6 more defense compared to the rash guards we've been wearing. Is anybody in my group weak to ice? It's probably not something a leader should be asking well after the fact, but... No. Okay, neither of them are specifically weak to ice, so... In that regard, we don't need to consider that side of the defensive bonuses when deciding who to equip it to. Yeah, so we're all currently equipped with the same thing. Like I said yesterday when we were getting people up for the first time, I lean towards Junpei just because his attacks actually consume HP to cast. So if we can have him a little more defensive, he won't take as much incoming damage, which just frees him up to use that HP for other things. I'm going to keep that logic going and give him this new hothead shirt. He's stronger every time. Moving up and seeing what we can do. Huh. Well. The shadows on this floor are much weaker than you. This may be a good opportunity to try the rush command. Rushing can be greatly useful if you're trying to move through a floor without spending much time in battle. That knowledge will kind of be huge in our playthrough since we're trying to limit our time to an hour in these dark hour Tartarus climbs. When you choose Rush, all party members will default to their basic weapon attacks in rapid succession. While this isn't the most tactically involved strategy, it will allow you to move much faster through combat encounters. This is just kind of that summary of what was just said here.
We don't see that kind of chest often. Let's not pass it up.
Yeah, it's always nice to just have those new tools available to us. I also kind of learned my lesson yesterday, and maybe take a second to let the shadow move around a bit before rushing in there.
Yo, check out that fancy.
And then I talk about it, and it doesn't quite work out. Now, these are actually both weak to physical attacks, so I'm going to not use the rush command here, and instead,
Nicely done. Enemy
I guess we're too strong with this new sword. I was going to say we'll knock him down and go for that all-out attack. That was pretty quick anyway. We could top off our health a little bit. That might not be bad. We could add Apsaris back to the group for another fusion potential. Just to come off of that Guardian encounter with feeling more HP. Let's
Moving on.
Let's do that. Yeah, we're looking really good now. Enjoy seeing that chest, because we don't have a way to open it. Goodbye, chest.
Look at it. Yes, we have the advantage.
Maybe this is the time for that rush command. Let's rush.
Enemy eliminated. All right, you
well
won.
done this.
Great work out there.
It was pretty easy too. So we could have our Lover's Persona gain some experience, or we could add the Dia skill card. Neither one's super critical right now, but since we don't have one of these skill cards yet, we'll take it. Gives us a few more options. I like options.
Now, back to business.
I say I like options, but there's also that analysis paralysis side of having too many options, isn't there?
Oh, can we go up those stairs?
Wow, this was a nice quick floor.
We gotta keep moving.
That we do. Let's see, shadow through the gate there. Beyond that, I see a treasure.
Oop, I spy some treasure.
Junpei's eyes out on it as well.
Yes, we got the advantage.
The enemy's weakness is fire.
Fire and ice here. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to attack manually this first one and then transition over to a rush. That'll conserve our SP a little bit and move us through these fights. Hopefully it'll kind of direct the party to prioritize that target as well.
Finish the enemy.
I'm glad he had that new bit of armor there. Take a little less
Great work
damage.
out there.
Look at that. I was going to mention back when we were in the Velvet Room, I was thinking of not resummoning Aramitama on that off chance we found a new copy. And here we are, so that saves us a couple thousand yen later. Just because, like I say, I like to have one around for the social link side of things going forward.
Yeah. Who's up next?
Junpei's confident, Junpei's excited. We've got some more yen, I like that.
Yo, there's a shadow.
I love his excitement. It's not just like, oh, watch out, there's a shadow. It's like, hey, man, there's one. Let's get it. And if he can be confident like that, that's going to be infectious. It's going to boost everybody's confidence. Like, yeah, we can do this.
Yes, we got the advantage.
I remember Grey Beetle was a little bit more hardy than some of the ones the other day.
The enemy's weakness to win.
It is weak to wind as well, so that is nice.
I'll go with.
Do I have wind options? I do from Angel. I know Yukari's also got wind, but I want to do my part here. And also, like I said yesterday, you don't really want to deplete all your resources, but you don't want to end up with resources either. So yeah, they're there to be spent. They're there to be used.
This should end it.
We both use one Garu here. That gets us through the fight, hopefully unscathed. Just that much stronger. Yes, better safe than sorry. Couldn't have put it better. And look at that. We've got a major arcana here. We've got the Fool, which means for the rest of today, we're going to get a little bit more experience in Tartarus. Sorry, Angel, but we're going to stick with the Fool arcana here.
That went great.
That did go great. Not a lot more experience, but every point helps at this point in the game. got a treasure, we've got a shadow, and we've got a dead end. All things I like to see.
Oop, I spy some treasure.
And we got in first. And since I changed persona, I'm no longer faster than my party.
Yuri's taken one down.
I believe these were weak to ice. Yes, they are.
I'll go with.
Let's head back to... Yeah, Hinagami can carry us through that. So could Jack Frost here. So Jack Frost is going to do a bit more damage as well. Yeah, just because it's got a higher magic stat.
Nicely done.
Not that it really mattered at that point. I kind of overthought that decision. Jack Frost is kind of the mascot of the series too. It's always nice to see him on the field.
Yeah! Who's up next?
Swing and a miss. And I see the stairs.
Down the stairs.
It's a treasure chest.
Nice to get that preview of that valuable chest there. It's a ways off that way too.
No matter how many shadows we beat, there's always more coming our way.
We've got ourselves a one-way teleporter.
But it's your call.
I don't think we need to worry about that just yet. And hopefully I don't end up on that point like I was yesterday where it's like, okay, maybe I should have taken that.
Hey, let's loot that chest. We got the upper hand.
Still just a little bit slower with Jack Frost here.
Takeba finished the enemy.
One more to go.
Yuri's taken one down.
I should do my part and find electricity and finish this one off. You got me. That's why we put this on you.
You go.
The enemy's down.
And here comes another all-out attack. Kind of imposing my own narrative on the group, but it just kind of feels fun to see us doing more of these all-out attacks. And you're working together as a team here. We don't need Silky. Having a bit of a recovery here. We'll take that.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
We've been finding lots of these odd morsels around. There's no reason other than time not to fight this enemy, but we've got the time for it. We need the experience. We need the practice.
Yo, there's a shadow.
From an in-world standpoint, we need to understand more about the shadows and what they're doing to people.
Go for the enemy's weakness to win.
Okay, here's another thing we're going to do. I've got Bufu, so we've got the weakness to Obsessed Cupid here. As we learned yesterday, we've got that shift command, so we can pass the remainder of our turn off to a party member. Since Yukari here's got Garu, she's got the strength against the guard beetle here, or whatever its name was. Talked about it yesterday. I love those little strategic elements of moving our pieces around just right and being rewarded with these all-out attacks. It's nice to do more damage, but it's even nicer to have that further reward of you played it right. And now it's her turn. It's her actual turn, not my turn. So you love to see it. Maybe it's just me, but hopefully you love to see it too. Money. I love seeing the thing we lack. I mean, 540 yen, it's not a lot. It's 540 more at the end than we started the battle with.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
There has definitely not been a time at all in this playthrough yet where I felt flush with cash, so I don't think we've been wrong taking the money when we've been able to find it so far. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have gotten into this routine, having
They're weak.
the last couple nights in Tartarus, getting stronger as a team, understanding what we can do as a group.
To do.
What to do indeed.
The enemy's down. Good hit.
Muttering Tiara, what are you weak
Enemy's
to?
weakness to win.
You're weak to wind. Okay, I believe Yukari would go next, and Magic Hand here's weak to fire. So we'll see if Junpei wants to cast Agi for us. No, he doesn't. He finished off that adversary, so... Kill them all, yes. Again, strategically, that's not how I'd have done it, but... Junpei's her own man. Junpei's his own man, Yukari's her own woman. That's how we're playing this. We've already got a couple copies of Holy Arrow, so we don't need any more there. Attack next turn, yeah. Experience. And a turquoise.
All right then, moving on.
And then check our corners here, see if there's anything we're missing sight of. Getting close to that rare treasure chest.
Yo, check out that fancy chest.
Did we get there in time? We did? Alright.
The enemy's weakness
We've got wind, we've got fire, and we've got ice.
What to do?
They can leave ice to me.
Nicely done. Enemy eliminated.
We'll see if Junpei wants to go with fire this time, or if he wants to try something else. He wants Power Slash. I guess the outcome was the same. It took it on the enemy. And actually, I guess in that regard, it's going to be easier to top off his HP than it will be his SP, so maybe I'm the one that needs to see it more from his point of view. I felt that one.
You won.
There goes the enemy. I was just thinking we're going to need to heal up Junpei. So rather than having to burn a consumable or use some SP, let's just let the cards do it for us.
And that's a wrap, folks.
Finally made it to the treasure chest here, and we're rewarded with another Cure Water. Nothing overly game-changing, but it could be if we reach a point where, we're in dire straits.
Oop, I spy some treasure.
Well, you can't sneak up on him every time.
Prepare yourself.
What to do?
We've seen this party a few times now.
Nicely done. Enemy eliminated.
There has been something kind of nice as well about playing this on this daily structure as far as resource management goes inside Tartarus here, in that, if I was just trying to roll my way through this entire block in one night, I would really have to be conservative of my skill usage. But at this point, it's like this is our third day here, so we came in fresh yesterday, we came in fresh again today. That just opens up a little bit more safety options there. We're seeing some level 2 cards now. I like Zio, having a base electricity attack on something would be nice, but it's not money, so we're taking the money.
All right then, moving on.
We'll add to our odd morsel collection. And we found the stairs. 20 floors already. It's kind of wild to think. I mean, it has literally been 3 days. Oh. There don't appear to be any enemies on this floor. Wait, what's going on? There aren't any enemies on the next floor either? Ah. These seem to be special floors. I'll need you to go up through them for the investigation. As I do, I love these teleporters. That's another problem I seem to have. They give me a direction and I want to go against it, and then they get me back on track. Some subtly, some more directly. This is basically, I just told you where we want to go, but she's saying, hold on a moment. All right, the path ahead is safe. And I'm curious what's on the next floor. Please continue forward. Okay, I mean, she's not wrong, but...
Looks like we can take a breather. We're making good progress.
We are making good progress.
What's this?
This floor. There's no mistaking it. Do you recall, Shima? How I once told you Tartarus was separated into multiple areas by borders resembling rifts? I believe this is one of those border floors. I'm not sensing any enemies. Would you mind taking a look around? Nice big open spaces here. Kind of really shows the scope and scale of just this space that we understand so little about. That up until the dark hour was our school, and we'll be back to being our school in the morning. And I see treasure, so... Odd document 1. The power supply expansion has been completed. What's unusual is the excess wattage. Why would an island with only a school on it need so much power? We've got that information. Interesting. Nice. Strange, surreal look out that way.
Let's see.
It seems to continue upward, but the path is blocked. Looks like there's no way to progress any further right now, so let's stop here for tonight. We've still managed to cover a lot of ground. Well done, everyone. Guess that's it then. But how are we going to get past this roadblock? Tartarus changes every day, right? So maybe it won't be blocked off tomorrow night or something.
No.
Unfortunately, that logic doesn't seem to apply here. Some floors have fixed structures and layouts. This appears to be one of them. I guess that's part of Mitsuru's persona's ability to know a little bit more than we do, and maybe she can sense certain floors are more of these fixed style floors as opposed to the shifting kind. Some other factor may have caused this. I'll look into it. Guess we just gotta wait. Come on, let's bounce, Tom. Yes, border floors. As you ascend Tartarus, you will reach border floors that prevent you from progressing any further. As there's no way to dispel these barriers, you have to wait for the right time. That's going to kind of be fun in this playthrough since, the right time isn't going to be in a few minutes or a few hours. It's going to be in literal days. As soon as tomorrow and as far out as who knows when. The path to the next floor is blocked off. Yep. Nothing's changed in the last minute or two. Looks like we still won't be able to proceed after all. No need to rush, however. I'm sure the path will open at some point.
Yeah.
I like that problem solving from Junpei here. Couldn't we just bring a ladder or something? Yeah, it would be a pretty nasty fall if we slipped, huh? And then that reality sets in. Oh yeah, maybe it is better to just, play it safe and wait. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll just have to witness my mad skills next time.
All right.
Let's head back down since that seems to be our only option since we can't go forward. And since we're here, I want to save the game again. I've not done the best time keeping track of how long we've been in here, but I think we've still got a little bit of time. It kind of seems a little bit of a waste to wrap it up too soon, so...
Salut.
Let's just take a look here. Let's check the teleporter out. 17 to 21. I think I've got time to make that work. We might not hit every corner of every floor along this stretch again, but we'll get a little bit more, a few more levels. We'll make use of the Fool Arcana that we've got with us. Again, our time in Tartarus is going to be limited, so we need to make the most of the time we've got. We chose to come here tonight, so no use squandering what we've already spent.
We don't see that kind of chest often. Let's not pass it up.
This is also another kind of one of those, nice refreshers on something we were taught the other day. You can see that we've already seen this floor, so we've already got a map of this floor. It's definitely to our advantage now. We don't have to worry about what's going to be around the next corner, what's going to ambush us.
Doesn't that chest look kind of different from the others?
I fell for it again. There's that chest again.
Sometimes the enemies gang up and fight together, right? Do you think they get along?
I love it. Those little questions, they make this world feel like a world. It's something I hadn't considered. But again, on that chest, still no Twilight fragments. Still goodbye, chest.
A shadow!
Alright, do this!
We're gonna go with our rush attack here.
Enemy eliminated.
It's over. It's It would have been more of a rush if I'd just done that from the beginning, but there's that ounce of caution side to me that wants to just be doubly sure.
Back to business.
Shadow spotted.
It is really nice getting to this point and kind of going back and, revisiting some of these older floors and just feeling the progress we've made. I mean, the fact that I can just hit rush on this fight and not have to worry about it just shows that we're growing. It's got that feeling that I really wanted this playthrough to have. This is our second Arcana, which was going to result in an Arcana burst. Which, if you'll remember, finding enough to fill the different slot or the open slots at the bottom corner of the screen there gives us just bonuses for the rest of the run tonight. So, all of those level 1 cards level up to 2, all the 2s go up to 3. Everything goes up by 1. We get to pick one here. I see money. I want money. I like money. I take the money. 2,210 yen. That's our by far biggest payout from the cards so far.
Okay, let's keep on exploring. We gotta keep moving.
Do a quick check of the map there, see what I can make for efficient routing.
Shadow.
Two enemies detected. They're no threat to us.
One left.
Takeba finished the enemy. Well done. Let's continue exploring.
Probably could have played that one a little smarter, but as far as the timing for it went, that was definitely quicker than,
Who's up next?
digging through menus and passing turns, and we want to get as many encounters safely as we can before time expires for our dark hour.
Shadow spotted.
Alright, feel it.
Go with just like before. This one here takes a little bit more strategy. It's just to our benefit. Said
This is our chance.
the SP I don't spend doesn't carry over to tomorrow, so I might as well spend it. Yeah, I mean, these fights that used to seem a little daunting, maybe even a little overwhelming, and now we're stronger now. We're better for it. We're a good group. I love it. Another 1,500 yen.
Haha! Perfecto.
Sometimes it's a little hard to put a new spin on, the same logic as before. It's like, for the same reason I needed money 5 minutes ago, I still need money.
Look at it.
I don't want to sound repetitive and keep saying it, but I also don't want to just sit here playing a game. I mean, if you wanted to, watch somebody silently play a game, you could play the game yourself. So I know I need to offer something more than just gameplay. Well, I kind of ramble here. I mean, we're not doing anything else as we watch the party do
One
their
less to
attacks.
worry about.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that crosses my mind. I am conscious of it. Jump back to Inugami here. Throw out some ice.
Nicely done. Enemy eliminated.
No sense not to use Zio here. I mean, again, why not, right? Knock it down. All out attack. Good job. Again, same logic. Money. Money good. Took the money.
Nailed it. Nice going, Junpei.
Yes, nice going, Junpei.
Alright, let's keep moving.
Yeah, they're feeling good. Ooh. I saw it on the map before I saw it on screen. You can see the mini-map there. We've got that gold outline around the shadow. We can see it in front of us now. This is a rare shadow. We saw one of those yesterday. I would very much like to be able to sneak up on this shadow, but it's much more skittish than a normal shadow, so this is where a little bit of caution will prevail. They tend to turn around at times as well, so...
Hey! Take that one!
That was Shrouded Assassin for our 50th chance encounter. Doesn't feel like we've done that many so far, but here we are.
Oh
Let's see, if I remembered right, this was weak to bash. And I was right.
no!
like in so many other games, it's always nice to see those rare enemies that are worth a lot of experience or cash or what have you, that aren't super common. And we'll take the skill card we don't have yet. But yeah, just to find them and to succeed against them. It's, the metal slimes in Dragon Quest and, the golden, shadows here.
Doing pretty well.
The kind of things that do tend to run away on you that are a challenge to succeed against. And when you do, you reap that reward. It's just a good feeling.
Look at it. Running around. Alright, do this!
What to do?
Nicely done. Enemy eliminated.
Hit some weaknesses, and then we're going to go into a rush, so we just don't have to worry about Junpei sacrificing too much HP here. Yukari's new bow, and it's a poison bow, so obviously it lives up to its name, but nice to see a free status effect there. Another 2,200 yen.
Alright, now, back to business.
Curious, how close are we to leveling up? 10 experience. I think I can handle that. 38. Alright. I'm not sure where our time is at, but I want to... If we can all level up one more time before we leave the tower tonight,
Yo, there's a
I
shadow!
think that'll be a nice progress point. I can head down to, the Velvet Room, see what sort of new shadows we might be able to make then. And it'll still keep in line with our Persona a day limiting of the playthrough, so we're not spending our entire, more than a dark hour of time in the dark hour. Another thing I've said before, I like how different party members take the lead on the all-out attack when they're the ones that initiate it. Just another one of those little details that makes it unique and different and fun. Especially when things can kind of get repetitive sometimes. It's nice for those little one-off things that just mix it up just that little bit. I've only got the one chariot, so we don't really need any experience there. Let's pick up a Hama card. Why not? That was my level up to 11. We're pretty close on the other two then.
Doing pretty well.
Got another fight coming up here, hopefully.
Got ourselves a shadow here.
We'll see if this is the one.
Three targets. They're weak, so let's finish them quick. All right, the enemy's down.
Leave it to me.
It's all you, Yukari. As it stands, we probably still will be wrapping up our day in Tartarus with some unspent SP and some, good amount of HP on the table, but we're making progress. I like to see where we're at. I'm trying to rush a little bit here. It's time's a factor.
It's over.
Like I say, I'm not super rigid on when we leave the dark hour, but I want to be within reason. I don't want to say we're going to be here for an hour and have it be an hour and a half or anything like that. Not to say it won't happen, but it's not my direct intent. Still no level up, so we're still right on the edge of that with the other two here.
Look at it.
I thought I had that one, but apparently not.
Nicely done. Enemy eliminated.
Roger that. I won't lose. Don't dodge it.
That will happen from time to time.
That's an enemy down. Good job, Takeba.
I've been so used to seeing that one get down, and that was leading to an all-out attack that I'd kind of forgotten we had a second enemy still in the group.
Yuri's taken one down.
It's down. Let's rush to the end of it here.
Well done. Let's
Just like
continue.
that. I ran into the same problem yesterday. I kind of wish I had taken better note of how many persona I have on me right now. The money is nice, but persona from the compendium tend to cost more than what I've been making for these, coin cards so far. So if I have an opening, I'd really love to add this, card. But gambled and lost there. I was already full up. And so when that happens, that just, gives me this list of, okay, you can only have 6 persona, but you're trying to have 7. We're not going to let you do that. So we've got 2 lovers arcana here, Pixie and Silky. We'll drop Pixie, add the lover, the Emperor here. Just gives us, different fusion potential once we get back down to the lobby. The rest of the party's level 11 now.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Media, nice. For anybody not in the know, this is a party-wide healing ability. Invaluable going forward.
Alright then, moving on.
And just that skill development, the party's getting stronger, more resources at our disposal. You'll love to see it. I love to see it. Hope you'll love to see it. If I said that earlier, please forgive me. But look at that. We leveled up on that last fight before reaching level 21 here. We're gonna take it. I think this has been about our hour. I mean, yeah, if anything, maybe it was a little less. Maybe we spent a bit more time at school kind of wandering around beforehand, but this just kind of feels like this natural stopping point. So we're going to, as we do, pop into the Velvet Room, say hi to Igor and Elizabeth, register our personas, see what we might be able to fuse.
Welcome to the Velvet Room. Registering, I see.
We did shift around a little bit more, so there may be a few more to register, so it'll be kind of that comparison. I'm thinking it might just be Inugami and Jack Frost at this quick glance, but definitely
Will
Inugami.
you register it to the compendium? All registered.
Jack Frost didn't gain a whole lot, and maybe 1 fight's worth of
Will you
experience.
register it to the... I've completed registration.
That's 1 less to need to fight if I go forward. Angel's a no. Silky's a no. Aramitama's a no. And Fornius here's a no. So, okay.
Now then, let's begin.
And you may have noticed I tend to just go down to fusion search instead of dyad fusion. I mean, I could go in here and just, pick them by hand. Nothing wrong with that, but there's just something nice and convenient of seeing a full list here of everything I could make.
Shall we take a look?
And as with before, I do kind of want to try to hold on to a Magician Arcana in case we do anything with our classmate friend Tomochika there. And I also want to hold on to a Chariot card for the same reason of spending time with the sports club. And again, we're level 11, so anything above Unicorn is beyond us. I could expend my Aramitama and Silky here. Nope, actually, Silky's also a component in Chimera. I was going to say I could expend both of those and then make a new Chariot card. But in this case, we're just gonna keep Chariot around. This gives us an opening to use Aramitama going forward then. So I think we're gonna make Chimera out of Silky and Fornius here, because the other side would cost us Jack Frost. And I want to keep a Magician, obviously.
This persona is powerful.
So Chimera. We're gonna get a little bit more bonus experience because of our social link. And as far as its background, the offspring of Typhon and Echidna. This monster of Greek myth is part lion, part goat, and part dragon. Yep, that sure seems to describe what I'm seeing there. It's going to inherit 1 skill.
What do you wish to inherit?
Yeah, we kind of talked about this in chat the other day, and, choosing between a stat buff and bash. And at the time I had chosen, I think it was a defensive buff, but there was also a case to be made for having bash as an ability for me, since they have kind of, separated the physical attacks into slashing, piercing, and blunt, bash, this fist icon damage. So having that on me is just another way we can test for weaknesses and broadens our horizons. So I think we take that.
It seems you have been blessed with some power.
This persona, yes, this persona is acceptable.
Well then, shall we begin?
I mean, we found both of these persona in our travels, so they cost us nothing, yen-wise. And they just make us that much stronger. And just to see that cutscene of how it emerges, from my mind that way. I, Chimera. Myself deformed. My power now yours. Yeah, just the personality they've given the personas in this game is just that nice added touch. As we leveled up, it gained another ability. I see it's going to get Sonic Punch there, so maybe we could have taken the other ability, but yeah, live and learn. Kind of nice on this fusion search screen too. It's like as we've got fewer persona, obviously, there are fewer things we can fuse. I just mentioned something about, expending Aramitama now that we have Chimera. We could do that with Valkyrie here. Inugami's been kind of a go-to, but we'll see if, some of those skills can be passed along to Valkyrie here.
This persona is powerful.
It's got 2 skill openings. As far as the background, choosers of the slain in Norse lore. Armed with shining armor and swords, they look for brave warriors to take to Valhalla, so they might fight in Ragnarok.
What do you wish to inherit?
We'll keep Zeo on hand for that elemental. And since I gave myself bash from Chariot there, or from Chimera, Foul Breath, it's not bad, but for the cost of 8 SP to increase the chance of a status effect on a foe, it just kind of seems not necessarily worth it strategically for me at this point, so process of elimination leaves us with Rakukaja.
It seems no new powers have been bestowed upon you.
We don't know anything about the Strength Arcana yet, so no bonus powers, but I think this persona is acceptable.
So it begins.
I know I could be skipping these cutscenes, but I like them. They're fun. They're part of the game. No sense skipping the game I'm trying to share with everybody, right? I'm Valkyrie. The battlefield beckons. Let us march forward, together. Yep, our only other option that we could afford at our level would consume our Jack Frost card, which I'm not really looking to do, so that's where we're going to leave our fusions in the Velvet Room today. Igor, Elizabeth, it's been fantastic working with you again today.
We look forward to your next visit.
And I look forward to being here. I'll head back to the lobby of Tartarus here. Jog closer to the door here. Update today's save to be current. And I've said it before, but for anybody new, I always kind of like to end the day going back to the dorm. There's those off chances that, it's possible another cutscene will play or something, and for the same reason I said it yesterday, I want to make sure that everything that happens on Thursday the 23rd happens for us on the real Thursday the 23rd. So, 9 times out of 10, it's probably just going to take us to the day change screen, and we'll move from there, but I'd rather know today and keep the narrative on that daily cycle like I was hoping it to be. So let's go back.
Yes.
What's the matter? Are you done for the day? Let's call it quits. All right, rest up and come prepared for our next expedition. Also kind of fun to bookend the play this way. It's like, this is the exact same cutscene we started the day with, except it was the end of Wednesday. And that is the day change screen that I was expecting to see, so, that was a nice trailer for what we're going to see when we go to tomorrow. But yeah, let's take it back to the desk and talk about what we did today. I think we had another good day in game. It felt like enough of a varied day. We we went to school. I mean, it's a weekday. I'm going to keep saying that. We are students. We're going to keep going to school. It's going to happen. So I'm going to repeat myself, but please bear with me on that. But yeah, we went to school. We heard about the athletic club. We kind of considered our options. Tomochika wanted to hang out, invited us out by text. Yeah, we considered that. We had a lot of people talking about the athletic club and the track team doing stuff, which I kind of took as a hint to kind of, direct me in that direction. And along the way, we kind of poked around the school a little bit, got a little distracted, finding a few Twilight fragments, which were such great finds. Stopped by the mall and Officer Kurosawa to, gear up just that little bit more with the yen we acquired yesterday in Tartarus. Felt really, nicely geared coming in and going forward from there. And we, looked around the school a bit, talked to a couple other students in the halls, looked at a couple of classrooms we hadn't looked at before, and made our way off to the athletic field. And we joined the track team. So it was nice to, like I say, kind of broadens that school life experience. We're not just a student now. We've got the athletic side of things. We've got a new group of friends to interact with. From the in-game narrative standpoint, physical activity and strength building, endurance, agility, all those things are going to be huge as we, combat the shadow threats going forward. Just kind of, leaning into that side of the role play part of it. But it was nice to hang out with them. Team manager Yuko, we met her and we invited her to walk home, and she said she had other plans, so, kind of shot us down there. It is what it is. She's got plans. Can't fault that. So we made our way back to the dorm. Kind of, headed out that night. We went to the station mall, kind of looked around there. We'd seen it a couple times, just kind of took a walking tour, found another Twilight fragment, stopped by the mall, the Polonia Mall, did the same thing. And we returned back to the school, or to the dorm, and decided we were going to hit up Tartarus again for our third night in a row. Yeah, like you say there, yeah, we conquered the first block of Tartarus. I mean, I had a feeling we were getting close. Looking at everybody's average levels and average floors, it was kind of that indicator of about where everybody was when we pulled up the network settings just to see where people had been at the same point we are. But it was nice to make it 3 nights in a row. It took a little bit longer, but every night I felt that much stronger. I mean, we had more gear, we had more personas, we had more HP and SP. It just really, it's early in an RPG, so you want to feel that growth, but I really did feel it. It's like we were getting stronger as a team. Things that were hard before were not as hard now. And we're building up those resources. We've got more consumables. We've got some more yen to spend. We've found some equipment. We bought some equipment. So we're not just, wearing our clothes off the street trying to fight these shadows. We are getting stronger. And we made it through these Guardian fights, too. These weren't just basic shadows. There were some stronger encounters there that were meant to test us a little bit. And thankfully, we passed those tests. We weren't pushed into a corner. We didn't have to scramble or come back from anything. From a leadership side of things, in-game again, I feel like I'm trying to prove myself to the team and earn their trust as the leader and try to be responsible for things there. It was kind of nice to have just that little bit of extra time after reaching the checkpoint and finding the old document and things, learning about the barricade, that we had a little bit more time before the dark hour ended, so we could just kind of double back and work on just that little bit more team building, strength building, experience gaining, just making the most of the resources we've chosen to allocate and commit to things. And, leveling up right before the end, that was just kind of the icing on the cake there, of everybody hitting a good solid level. I mean, there's a ways to go, but starting at level 5 or whatever it was, and being level 11 3 days later, and having the entire first block of Tartarus explored up to that barrier that we don't know when it's going to open up, that feels huge to me. And even nicer than that, I mean, we can still keep going to Tartarus and leveling up as we decide we need to, but at the same time, we are kind of stuck waiting for the tower to decide when we can go forward now, so that will open up different new options in our evenings from here. I mean, kind of seeing where most people spent their after-school time today, you noticed more and more people were doing things other than Tartarus. And now that we've kind of caught up to that, that gives us some of those same options. So it's just nice to be able to see more of the world, interact with more of the people around it, and be part of more than just, running to a tower every night and fighting shadows. Not that I dislike that. I mean, I like that part of the game, too. It's one of the core parts of it. So hopefully you like it, too, as a viewer. But so yeah, it was a varied day for Thursday the 23rd. I enjoyed it. I feel like we accomplished a lot. I'm coming away from it feeling good. I still am looking forward to seeing, what happens tomorrow. I'm not doing this with guides, but in my head, it's like, I kind of wonder, it's Friday in school. Are we going to, who are we going to hang out with? Are we going to meet somebody new? Do we want to, plan on making plans with, with our friend, with the track team? I have to double check my schedule on that. But yeah, we've got those options. Some choices will be kind of made for us. which, as it happens, but more and more, we're going to have the world unfold at its own pace for us, and we'll get to be making the choices. And that's something about this run that I keep saying. It's like, I'm going to make those choices, and right or wrong, they're going to be my choices, and that's what they're going to be, because this is going to be how this playthrough goes. It won't be ideal per se, but it will be mine. And hopefully that can kind of set it apart and make it worth watching. I mean, if you wanted to watch a walkthrough, you'd watch a walkthrough, you'd read a guide. So I want to just try to add something that's hopefully fun and different from that, and gives you a reason to want to stay invested in it. And so that was where our day was. Thank you so much for being here for this part of it. For the YouTube audience, I kind of like to do a little bit of a wrap up here. Thank you so much for watching today. If you want to join me live, I stream all of these playthroughs on my Twitch channel. I go live at 12:30 Eastern Time, and we'd love to have you join me. If you want to keep watching the archives, they'll be uploaded to the same channel right here, so you're in the right place to keep enjoying those. Thank you so much for being here for that today. Have a great day, and take care. With that, we've reached the end of the day. Please look forward to next time to see where the game goes from here. This journey is being streamed live on my Twitch channel if you'd like to be there in person for the experience. Links and schedule details can be found in the description. I'll keep uploading each day's session to this channel so you can keep watching here. Once again, I'm Tom Shima. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you again as I continue the series, Persona a Day. What will tomorrow bring?